top stories and the latest First Alert forecast. This is a KWQC Plus News Update. Sponsored by The Electric Doctor.
And thanks for joining us. Welcome to a special edition of KWQC Plus. Thanks for joining us this evening. I'm Kyle Dickens. We have a lot to get to in this next half hour, including some stories our Investigates team has been working on, and of course, a preview of the upcoming Bears game. It's a big story, and we're going to be covering it here. Coming up soon here on KWQC. First, we want to get to your First Alert forecast because tomorrow is a First Alert day, and we declared this a few days ago to get you prepared for MLK holiday. That is going to be downright frigid. We're talking some pretty nasty temperatures here, and we could see some of the coldest feel like temperatures that we've seen here in really since winter started. So that is going to be the concern. This weekend we do still have the chance to see some periods of gusty snow showers here, and then as we get into Monday and Tuesday, again, dangerously cold wind chills. We're talking temperatures as low as -25, maybe even as low as 30 below zero on the feel-like temperatures. And we're watching towards the weekend. There's a winter storm that's going to be moving into the Midwest, but other than that, we're not too concerned about that placement. Right now, it looks like it might go to our south, but still a question that's in play and something that we will continue to watch here over the next few days. Now, of course, you can always get the latest First Alert forecast anytime and any place with the First Alert weather app. It is free. You can download it in the you can download that in your our phone's app, and also our TV streaming app as well. But you can scan that QR code right now, and that will get you that. And you can stay in touch with the First Alert weather team anytime and any day. As we prepare for the extreme cold, here are some reminders from the NWS in the Quad Cities. That's the National Weather Service. You want to make sure you dress in at least 3 layers. A warm hat, gloves, boots, and 2 layers of pants is always recommended. You want to check on your pets as well and limit time outdoors. Plus, space heaters directly into the wall. Never use an extension cord or power strip. That is the leading cause of home fires here, and we don't want to see that you become a statistic. So make sure you're plugging those directly into an outlet and keep anything that can burn 3 feet away, such as a fireplace, stove, or space heater. So, of course, some concerns there, and that is some good tips on how you can stay safe as the temperatures drop. Now to our top stories of the day. And here you go. This woman right here, missing woman in Clinton. They, according to the family here, this girl went missing. This was sometime on Friday, and actually we talked to some of the family members, and they went out and did a search today. Here's what they had to say.
Just please find her. I'm just so worried that she's not safe. She just can't make the best decisions. I would say mentally she's like a 14, 15-year-old teenage daughter.
All right, sad news there, obviously, and something we're watching very closely. We're going to continue to keep you updated as that story continues to progress. Okay, well, it's going to be a chilly one this evening in Chicago, no doubt about that. It's going to be interesting to see what that does for the Rams. Now, that is one way that Bears fans like it, of course, and KWQC's Deanna Rodriguez joins us now, and Deanna and Chandler there out at Sports Fans in Bettendorf. Hey, you guys are going to have some fun tonight. I'm really jealous of your assignment, but yeah, thankfully you're not up at Soldier Field braving this cold weather.
Yeah, Kyle, you're exactly right. I'm going to let Deanna take over. She's going to do the forecast really quick for us for Soldier Field. Deanna, going to be a cold one.
Yeah, I mean, it's cold here, but the Windy City, I mean, it's going to be a very cold one. It's going to be kind of hard for those Los Angeles Rams to take over the Bears here this evening. Temperatures right now, they look like to be there in the teens with wind chills in the single digits. And, of course, those gusty winds. Snow flurries are going to be taking over, so they definitely want to bundle up, layer up if they're going to be out there. This is some dangerous cold regardless. I know we're used to these temperatures, but if fans are coming from Los Angeles, again, this is something they're not used to. So regardless if you are in Chicago or here, it's going to be a very, very cold evening for all of us across the area.
Deanna, as always, thank you. Kyle, we're, as you said, we're here at Sports Fans in Bettendorf, and it's so packed in here, we couldn't even find a place to park when we originally came. The excitement is growing. A lot of Bears fans here on the Iowa side of the river, as well as the other side of the river. They're ready to rock and roll. I'll get out of the way. They are ready to rock and roll. I tell you what, the Rams better bring their A game, because if they were in Bettendorf this afternoon, they'd have a tough time getting a W. A lot of bear downs, no go pack.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Yeah, a lot of fun out there. Good stuff out there. And yeah, I'm a little jealous of the assignment. So hopefully you guys have a good time out there. And wherever you might be watching the game tonight. And again, we're definitely looking forward to hopefully a win tonight. And there's a lot of questions in play on how this could all play out. And we got our sports minds together, our TV6 sports team, Joey Danya, William Ingalls also hopped in here and helped, and then Brianna Baylog have a breakdown of what you could expect or what the potential is here for a Bears win come tonight. We'll take a look at that.
Well, we are closing in on kickoff for the biggest Chicago Bears game in 7 years. Few thought the Bears would make it this far, but Chicago just keeps surprising the doubters with incredible fourth quarter heroics. Now the question is, what must the Bears do to keep this remarkable run going? The key for Chicago in this game, I think, is going to be that they're going to have to do something that they didn't do against the Packers, and that's win the turnover battle. In fact, they didn't force any turnovers.
Amazingly, because those crazy fumbles that the Bears have gotten all year, they didn't get one of them. They had the one that went over the end zone line, or the end line rather. That one doesn't, somehow that doesn't even go out of bounds. We've seen that turn into a touchback, I feel like 9 times out of 10. There was this screenplay to an offensive lineman that, like, when you drop your phone and you drop it and then you kick it, that's exactly what happened. Bears don't get that one. And then you have Josh Jacobs fumble on a kick return. I mean, the opportunities, the way these Bears play, they will have those opportunities, but man, they got to convert them, and Caleb's got to take care of the football, unlike he did in the first half
100%.
last week.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how you neutralize the best offense in the NFL is to win that turnover margin. All of a sudden, it would put the Bears in position to win this game and advance to the NFC Championship. Let's get to our predictions. Brianna, how do you see this one playing out?
Okay, I originally was maybe thinking the Rams, but I am a little biased because I am a Bears fan. So, you know, I want to root for the Bears. So I am going to pick the Bears to win. I think it's going to be a little on the lower scoring side.
It's funny when 27-24 is the lower scoring side, as
yes,
we see on our screen.
A little bit on the lower scoring side. So, yeah, that's my prediction right there. Bears 27, Rams 24. But as you mentioned, the Rams have a very great offense and scoring, so I'm putting faith in Dennis Allen and the defense to put a big stop to that.
So maybe a double doink field goal from Santos that goes in.
Yes.
I hope it doesn't come to that. Oh
yes,
my goodness, I'm not sure my heart can take that.
Comes down to, but yes.
William, how do you see this one playing out?
Man, I just think that offensive machine that the Rams have, I mean, they have done this for so many years. They've done it with a lot of different personnels. It feels like Sean McVay has reinvented this offense time and time again. I don't think the Bears are going to be able to keep pace with this one. I have the Rams winning this one, 35, Bears 24. I think in a lot of ways last week was the Bears Super Bowl in a lot of ways. I mean, beating your dreaded rival at home with a major comeback. I mean, that's going to be egg on the Green Bay Packers' face for years, if not decades to come.
Totally.
You saw the celebrations coming out of there. You saw how hyped up Ben Johnson was. I'm not frowning on that at all, but it feels like the Bears may have played their Super Bowl last week. I don't think you can do that when you have the championship pedigree of Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay coming to town.
The one thing is, the Bears have proven so many of us wrong time and time again this season. I certainly didn't think they could come back against the Packers. Clearly, I was wrong.
Which time?
Yeah, both times.
Once again this weekend, I hope I'm completely wrong again with my prediction. I promise William and I did not copy each other. We came up with these scores before seeing our predictions. We're both predicting the Rams to win by the exact same score of 35-24. I just think Matthew Stafford and those receivers and Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua are going to be too much to slow down. Stafford will further solidify his case as league MVP. Once again, I hope I'm completely wrong. I hope Brianna here is right.
Yes.
No matter who you're cheering for, we hope you enjoy the game tonight on NBC.
Well, thanks, guys, and hopefully, let's hope that some of those predictions are wrong here. And I know there's a group of people out there who are diehard Bears fans, No doubt about that. We actually asked some of you to reach out to us and to submit some of your fans or people you might know who are huge Bears fans, and you certainly did. Well, we found an amazing cave in Orion that could be the sweetest spot to watch the game tonight, and that's where we find KWQC's Kevin Core joins us live with more on the excitement there for tonight's game. Kevin.
Yeah, welcome to KWQC in your house. Like you said, Kyle, we had a bunch of people send in pictures of their bear dens. And what better bear den than here in Orion? And of course, we're with the owner of the home here, Jeff Anderson, who's a huge Bears fan. And just, Jeff, talk about this Bears season and how much fun this has been for you.
The Bears season's been great, finally, as a Bears fan. It was, we've had a lot of ups and downs over the years. This season has been great. We've had like 7 close games. I've had a few heart attacks. Had to be brought back. I'm looking forward. Whatever happens tonight, we've had a great season. As a Bears fan, I am definitely looking forward to next year.
And we got a little special guest here.
This is the newest Bears member, Lainey May. She's a little camera shy right now.
We got a little Staley over here for
Yeah,
her too.
yeah.
What's your prediction for tonight? What do you think the Bears are going to do? And
Bears are going to win. Bear down.
is it going to be another one of these games where we come down to the fourth quarter and Caleb's got to do miracles at the end?
I hope not.
Hey, we will be back here, of course, later in the show, and we'll have a whole story about all the wonderful memorabilia here. We got a great crowd with us. Can we get a hello, Quad Cities, from everybody? All right, and like I said, we'll be back here, and we'll give you a full tour of this place later in the show. Back to you, Kyle.
All right, what a fun time out there. Certainly nice to see the fans out there. Well, Investigates is a huge part of what we do here at KWQC, and tonight we are looking into just how much the city of Bettendorf is benefiting from the skyrocketing growth. This is near the TBK area. Around 750,000 people visit the indoor-outdoor facility each year, and dozens of nearby businesses are starting to cash in on that. Tonight, TV6 Investigates' Matt Christensen breaks down the numbers on the business boom happening in Bettendorf.
Troy Gutneck owns Willie's Wine and Spirits, one of dozens of new businesses springing up near the TBK Bank Sports Complex in Bettendorf. The area is such a hot investment.
I have other businesses here along the Forest Grove Plex area, and it's booming.
Altogether, Bettendorf's taxable value has skyrocketed a whopping 48% in the past decade, largely driven by new development near the sports complex. That's according to a TV6 Investigates analysis of city budgets going back to 2015.
You've got hotel properties, you got restaurants, you got businesses, you got retail, you've got a fantastic state-of-the-art sports complex that added Iron T and that whole new development there.
All this growth's allowing the city to pour money into other projects, millions for new roads, a pedestrian bridge over Middle Road, and investments in other parts of the city. Everyone in Bettendorf is benefiting, said Finance Director Jason Shad.
Over the last 10 years on the operating side, we've been able to add 6 police officers and 15 firefighters in our public safety function.
Back at Willie's, Gutneck puts the area's growth in perspective.
When I moved here in 2014, Forest Grove was just a rounded blacktop road with no lights, and your fingers are crossed if it was the fall time and the deers were rutting, So it was. It's come a long way.
That includes street after street of new high-end homes, houses that will boost Bettendorf's tax base even more.
We're adding about 100 new single-family homes every year.
So what comes next?
We're actually getting some inquiry right now about potentially the location of multi-residential within the complex. People want to be where they can walk out their door and have a restaurant or a barber.
That's Assistant City Administrator and Economic Development Director Jeff Ryder. He said there's no end in sight for the TBK complex.
We believe it's going to come. From an economic development perspective, that's very, very exciting.
Bettendorf is eyeing 1,900 acres.
Yeah, Gutneck says that locals make up about 75% of the customers, and he credits shoppers for supporting locally owned businesses near TBK. Other high-profile projects confirmed to be coming soon include a new Mercy One hospital, Quad City Bank and Trust headquarters, and an ORA orthopedic facility. One thing not on the table at this time is a long-rumored water park. Ryder says that developers have looked at the spaces north of I-80, but he's pretty skeptical.
The closeness of Wisconsin Dells, the opportunities in other markets where there's indoor water park facilities, I just couldn't see that coming to fruition. The closeness of Wisconsin Dells, the opportunities in other markets.
Yeah, and you can hear him say that Wisconsin Dells definitely playing a big role into that. If you have a tip and you would like us to investigate it, good or bad, you can send it straight to 6 by emailing us at our TV6 Investigates email. Also, you can email us at news@kwqc.com. You can also find some of the previous stories that we have done now on the Investigates tab on kwqc.com. And tomorrow is MLK Day. There are several events around the Quad Cities. We wanted to mention first the Lincoln Center in Davenport is playing a series of films all day starting at noon. There will be a jazz concert featuring music from Louis Armstrong at 7 p.m. The Martin Luther King Jr. Center in Rock Island will hold the service and awards beginning at 10:30 a.m. Now the program will include performances and presentations which honor the life and legacy of Dr. King. Augustana College is hosting a panel from noon to 1:30 tomorrow at Centennial Hall. The discussion will center around 4 leaders whose work reflects that of Dr. King's. And Knox College will host an event at 11 a.m. tomorrow in the Ford Center for Fine Arts to honor Dr. King as well. And right now, our website, kwqc.com, you can find our latest episode of Real Conversations. The program covers a variety of topics centering around Black experiences in the Quad Cities. New episodes air on KWQC every Sunday at 10:30. All right, well, up next, meet 2 Bettendorf Bears fans who have been cheering them on for a lifetime. We've got a great story coming up next.
Today's top stories and the latest First Alert forecast. This is a KWQC Plus News Update. Sponsored by The Electric Doctor.
Wanted to continue with this special edition here on KWQC Plus. Some of you have written into us and told us just how much loving the Bears means to you and your families. Now, we received this photo from Janelle, and she says that this photo was taken at the last Bears game that they watched together before Anthony passed away. Now, she believes that the Bears are doing so well this year because of her husband. We want to thank you, Janelle, for sharing this story with us, certainly a touching one. And of course, sports have a way of lifting spirits, even in some of the darkest times and darkest circumstances for some people. And if you ask Bears fans, their spirits haven't been this high in years. And it comes at an important time for the Galushas, who at almost 90 years old needed a lift from the team they've supported their entire life.
Meet Martha and Frank Galusha. They're some of the biggest Bears fans you'll ever meet, and they feel like they never lose when they watch their favorite team. The couple is almost in their 90s and have been Bears fans for as long as they can remember.
When we had kids, they was little, and we always sat and watched all the Bears and went to games every once in a while. They've been season ticket holders for over 20 years. We make it as a family thing, and we have a grand time. We made Bear fans out of all the kids.
But trips to Soldier Field have been few and far between this year. Frank was recently diagnosed with prostate cancer, but his team's best season in years is giving him a fighting spirit.
It makes you maybe fight a little bit harder stuff, but
okay, yeah.
I don't go to a lot of games, but it's still family. So.
A family that doesn't care when and where, as long as the Bears are on the big screen.
It's good. We sit at home and watch, and we're just as excited as if we're at the stadium.
The Galushas say it's special to celebrate these moments with their family.
This year is, even if we don't make it any further, this has been a super, super year.
In Bettendorf, Brianna Baylog, KWQC, TV6.
Many know Nick Welgott as the former chief of police for the city of Kewaunee. He held the position for 17 years, dedicating his time to keeping the community safe. Some also know him as a service member, spending 18 months in Iraq defending our country.
I just love my community.
However, another reason even more people know Welgott is for his deep passion for the Chicago Bears. Welgott says he's been a fan of the blue and orange since he was 2 or 3 years young. He thinks many years of watching Bears greats and his father wearing off on him and now his family.
I'm 43 now, and now my entire family loves it. I have 4 children and a wife, and they know on Bears Sunday, everybody's going to be here and we're all going to watch the Bears game.
As a result of his fandom, Welgott has dedicated the entire living room in his house to the monsters of the Midway. From the paint on the walls and the drapes on the windows, to the pillows on the couch and the signed William the Fridge Perry framed jersey. The room is Chicago Bears from ceiling to floor.
I kind of mentioned it to my wife as a joke, didn't think she would let me, and she said, okay, let's do it.
The room comes with a little superstition. And it doesn't just stop there.
I have certain clothes that I wear every Sunday because they started, that's what I was wearing on when they started their winning streak, and so I haven't changed my clothes.
The 2025 season has been special for the Bears and fans alike. It's the first winning season the franchise has had since 2018 under a first-year head coach, which has fans like Welgott talking about the Lombardi Trophy once again.
We're so used to losing. Well, we lost the first 2 games of the year. I was getting frustrated, and then they started winning.
For Welgott, the Bears have put him through ups and downs and double doinks, but they've always been there, even through a cancer diagnosis.
I was struggling with just a little pain in my neck. They couldn't find out what was wrong with me until finally, after they did some biopsies, they informed me I have stage 4 lung cancer, which was quite a shock after being 41 years old with my 4 kids and my wife. You know, it just changes your life.
The diagnosis has allowed Welgott to heighten his passion for the Bears, pouring more time than he ever did following the team, acting as an escape during some of the toughest days.
I remember watching the Cubs in 2016, winning the World Series. It was an amazing feeling. I loved every bit of it, and it might even be more if the Bears win the Super Bowl.
What a touching story there. So that was, again, thanks to our Chandler Brindley. Well, coming up next here is we've got a story that is going to take you to a place in Orion, and we're excited to share this with you. We kind of showed a little sneak peek of it as well. We've got more coming up.
Today's top stories and the latest First Alert forecast. This is a KWQC Plus News Update. Sponsored by The Electric Doctor.
Well, welcome back here. Thanks again for joining us here on our KWQC Plus stream. Again, we are in full preparation for that Bears game, and so for that reason, we have no newscast. So we wanted to give you a newscast here on all of our streaming platforms, and of course that is what we're doing right now. We do have our First Alert weather coming up here too in this block here, but we wanted to take you to a place in Orion that just might be the best place to watch tonight's matchup with LA and KWQC's Kevin Core joins us live now from a seriously awesome Bears cave. Kevin.
Yeah, it is seriously awesome here. And of course, we all remember the SNL skits of the Bears superfans that are all about the Bears, the beers, and of course, the Ditka. But of course, there's a lot of superfans around the area, including here in Orion. And we showed you a little bit of this place earlier, and earlier this week, our photojournalist Brad Burton was here and took a tour of this bear cave.
I'd say about a year and a half ago, we were trying to figure out what to do. This thing's been a craft room, it's been a DJ, and we wanted to do something sports related, and we were both huge Bears fans. It actually started with the jersey right here behind me, the Monsters of the Midway. I bought it on eBay, took it in, had it framed, and then we just kind of, it started from there. We painted and bought TVs and added to the collection. There's still pieces to add to the puzzle, some memorabilia up there I got room for. I don't want to get it too cluttered, just enough cluttered. It's Bears history. It's my favorite players that are on the wall that when they played. Even the bar, I did the Monsters of the Midway bar. I got Mike Ditka, Singletary, Urlacher. It's all inside the bar with the lights. It's fun. Families over, the kids, everybody that comes over are Bears fans. Family means a lot to us. I mean, we got one that lives in Missouri, so they come back when they can. We got Eldridge, Davenport. We have one that lives at home still, 2 live in Orion, 1 lives in Kelowna. So when they come over, it's great. It's great to sit here and kind of like when I was a kid watching it with my dad, watching the Bears play.
here. And we wanted to share some more photos from all the Bears fans out there. We want to appreciate, again, give all the appreciation to our viewers who have been in touch with us. And I've been looking at some of the comments here too on Facebook. I know some folks have said that they got family up there. Well, hey, again, thank you for chiming in. Thanks for joining us tonight. And you can see there we've got quite the selection of photos from folks across the region who have been really basking in the glory here as the Bears have made it again into now deeper into the playoffs and have their eyes set on that Super Bowl. Again, KWQC is going to be your home for the Super Bowl this year as well, so something that we are certainly excited for as well. Well, check out, we'll go on to the next thing here, and let's see here what we've got. Okay, and here from Mason Spencer. He says his middle name is Peyton, and of course that's named after Bears great Walter Payton. Everybody knows that. Well, he carried on the tradition by naming his son Peyton too. And if you are a passionate Bears fan, send us your photos now through the KWQC News app. Heck yeah. There you go. Send your photos here, again, to kwqc.com. You can send it to our email. Also send it to us on Facebook. Well, here's a cool place. Now, the owner of Da Bears Den Barbershop in Rock Island has a special connection to the team. It was sparked by something the franchise did for her family years ago. And KWQC photojournalist Mike Ortiz shows us why Tanya just can't root for anybody else.
Say, go Bears! Heck yeah, go Bears! Back in '84, my little brother got sick with a brainstem tumor, and the Chicago Bears came down here and did a big benefit for my brother and my family. If it wasn't for them, we would not have had the help that we had, and they came down here gladly and did it. And if they can do that for my family, the least I can do is support them. My favorite players, Walter Payton, of course, because he's the coolest, but then Brian Urlacher, he is my favorite player.
I'm looking forward to the game this weekend.
Me too. I cannot wait. I'm so excited to tailgate.
We had Mr. Urlacher last week.
I know. I'm so jealous. Oh, how much we love the Bears. You don't even want to really ask that question. We are crazy Bear fans. Like, literally, we go to a lot of games and we just have so much fun. Cheering on the Bears is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
I cannot even explain to you how excited I am to go to this game. And when we get there, the noise is just going to be so amazing. I cannot wait. A friend of mine, Maury, he brought me in this clip, and it's Green Bay Packers. Well, I stuck it up in the fan because I got to get the stench out of my shop.
What a fun story there. Lots of great folks out there that are certainly enjoying it. And I mentioned earlier, too, before we took that story, that there are some people out there enjoying the game, and they're out there as well enjoying the game. Tanya has, she made it to the game. She's enjoying some tailgating, and I'm sure she's in her friends and family there with her are also funneling into the stadium, getting ready for the kickoff, which is set to happen here in less than half an hour. And again, you can see that game on KWQC. So certainly exciting times there for them as they enjoy, hopefully, a Bears win come this evening. Well, it's going to be really downright frigid for those folks up there that are going to be participating in the games and the festivities up there in Chicago. What you have here, take that, and you got some snow, and you got even colder temperatures happening right now. Of course, that is going to be interesting to see how that plays into into any concerns here with, again, what the LA Rams are going to have to deal with as they hit the field and deal with some of the coldest weather that they've had to deal with all season long. We're going to see the same thing, though. We've got a few snow showers possible here this evening. We get to Monday into Tuesday. We're talking tonight into tomorrow. We're going to see some downright dangerous wind chill temperatures and frigid air. Very Arctic air is moving in. Potential winter storm next weekend. Not as concerned about it, but something that we are certainly going to keep an eye on. It looks like that might go further south, but still worth watching here as, again, we are certainly in winter and continue with somewhat of an active stretch here, at least across the country. Dangerously cold conditions. We got that first alert day in place for 4 a.m. till 8 a.m. Tuesday. So again, Monday and Tuesday morning, both going to be cold. I will fully expect that we see some delays come tomorrow, maybe some closings north of Highway 30. That's the area where we could see wind chill values or feel like temperatures below or close to -30. Let's time it out here on Exact Track. Shows that big drop in those temps. This is the feel like temp. Here we are, 8 a.m. and you can see Galena 33 below zero. Here in the Quad Cities, we're knocking on the door of 30 as well. So along the I-80 corridor and to the north, anywhere from 25 to 30 below zero on the feel like temperatures come tomorrow. Not going to see much improvement. We get into the afternoon hours and we're up close to a balmy 0 degrees to the south, but we're still into the below zero mark here for most areas, even below teens to the north. Once we get into Tuesday morning, we're going to see, again, some improvement, but not much. It's still going to be pretty frigid. Up to the north of Highway 30, along the Highway 20 corridor, we're still going to be in the negative teens, but then we do see some slow progression here as we do warm up a little bit once we get into the middle of the week. Just to put this in perspective, when you get wind chills this low, it only takes 10 to 15 minutes for frostbite to settle in. So you have to be bundled up and have no skin exposed because it is certainly going to be dangerously cold. And of course, again, that 10 to 15 minutes, that's not a lot. That's not a lot of time. So make sure you have gloves on. You have your face covered up if you do plan on heading out. And I would just suggest not to. If you can give yourself some extra time in the morning, definitely not a bad idea. We're noticing some snow showers that are in the area. They're going to move off. It's going to be interesting because it's going to impact Chicago. And so we'll have to see again. The big question is, how's that going to play in to the Bears game with the visiting Rams here having to deal with some true Chicago winter weather here and cold temperatures. Well, our temperatures certainly going to be cold. Air temperatures below zero tonight, so you want to watch a couple things. Not only are we going to have the concerns for the dangerously cold temperatures in themselves, but we also have to watch because once you get the air temperature below zero, that's when we start to have some issues. Salt and brine is not going to work, so if there are any slick spots out on roadways, that might be an issue that stays with us until we get to the daytime tomorrow. We get into the daytime tomorrow afternoon, and yeah, air temperature into the teens. Single digits still to the north. Clear skies, though. But then we get to the overnight. We can continue with the clear skies. Slightly warmer, but not by much. We'll still see some sunshine. Before our next weather maker arrives, come Tuesday night, we do start to warm up closer to where we're supposed to be this time of year. That's Tuesday night with some passing snow. That's our next big weather maker that is set to arrive. We get that out. Just a couple of these Clipper systems that are going to be moving in. There's the one Tuesday into Wednesday. Not anything too impactful. Could see a couple waves into Thursday. But then as we get into the weekend, we talked about the potential winter storm. Right now, the models have it to our south, but that is something that we're going to keep an eye on. Any adjustment to that track certainly could put some pretty impactful weather into our region. Next 6 to 10 day outlook here from the Climate Prediction Center. New outlook, and it is going to be downright cold here for the next at least week or so as more frigid air is looking to move into the region. For tonight, again, we are going to see the wind is going to be an issue too, but along with that wind, we could see some snow, and passing snow showers will continue on. Once we get into the overnight, dangerously cold with wind chill values as low as -25 to -30 and single-digit air temperatures once we get to the morning. So again, I'd fully expect to see some delays out there come tomorrow morning, at least with especially areas, I'd say, north of I-80. But the 7-day does show a little bit of improvement once we get towards Thursday and Friday, but here's the problem. We get another big blast of Arctic air here once we get to the weekend, Friday into Saturday. Another big drop in temperatures here. Frigid air is expected with, again, another round of seeing those feel like temperatures dropping to maybe as low as -15, -20 with that system. So certainly winter is here, and yeah, it is not too pleasant, but we are going to be dealing with it. Looking at some of the long-range information as well, does look like maybe in the next 14 days we could see another warm-up. But for right now, winter is here to stay. Well, we want to thank you for joining us here tonight on KWQC Plus. That, of course, is our streaming app, and also for jumping on Facebook and YouTube as well. We appreciate you logging in, and we appreciate you sticking around so we can share some of our stories, as again, we're about just over 15 minutes, a little over 15 minutes here until the kickoff of the big game here tonight, the playoff game with the Bears and the LA Rams. We're going to have continuing team coverage here tonight on your news at 10 right after the game. We'll see you then. All right, well, thanks for joining us here on our stream. And this week, our Investigates team dug deeper into some big issues, some major issues against the Mary Davis home in Galesburg. That includes some illegal solitary confinement and denying kids mental health resources when they were on suicide watch. TV6 Investigates' William Ingles joins us now to break down what comes next in that lawsuit.
Yeah, Kyle, we took a deep dive into everything that happened leading up to this point in the Mary Davis home lawsuit, but now let's look at what's ahead. The Mary Davis home, they're in the middle of drafting their new mental health plan. Their deadline is January 27th, and then the ACLU of Illinois has 2 weeks to send their response to that plan. A judge will look at the plan and what the ACLU has to say before making the final ruling on February 25th. And this comes after our investigation earlier this week into the Mary Davis home's previous mental health plan and why a judge ultimately shot it down. We have that in-depth coverage live on our news app and website, in addition to 18 months of my reporting on this impactful issue. Kyle, for now, back to you.
All right, Will, thank you very much. Well, welcome back. Here we have some more Bears photos to share. This is from Jessica. Her husband, Ben, named his two dogs after some very famous names, Cutler and Fields, that is, after Jay Cutler and Justin Fields, of course. Maybe she will think about Caleb or Williams in the future here. I don't know. Maybe they need another dog, but hopefully we can, that superstition that you hear and that luck definitely plays off tonight. Well, this season marks the first winning season for the Chicago Bears in 7 years. That 2018 season ended with a heartbreaking loss in the playoffs thanks to a very infamous double doink. KWQC's William Ingles is a passionate Bears fan and was at that game. Sports director Joey Dania shows us why it was a night that ultimately led to William to his greatest love.
In January of 2019,
you're just both experiencing all these highs and lows together, and sometimes, something clicks.
William Ingles was nervously watching the Bears playoff game with his new friend Taylor. William and Taylor met as students at Augustana and quickly formed a bond.
It was really just small talk of both of us growing up in a world where we loved the Bears. And
the Bears were good.
And they happened to be good at the time.
Just a couple months after meeting, William and Taylor decided to go to a Bears game together.
Ironically, we were supposed to go to Bears-Packers, and then a jerk, blew off this beautiful woman right here.
William nearly fumbled the plans at the end of the season.
I was actually talking to another girl at the time, and I thought it might be a bad look to go to a Bears game with another girl while you were talking to a different one.
Even though it wasn't a date.
Fate,
I think that relationship tumbled in about 3 days.
Had other ideas.
I was watching the Bears-Packers game, and when the Bears won, they won the division, and that meant they were hosting a home playoff game. And that meant I had a second chance. I texted and I said, Bears playoff game, ? And it's kind of where things started.
I think I said, we were supposed to be at that game.
Yeah.
And you responded and said, well, we can go to a playoff game now.
A few weeks later, William and Taylor made the trip from Rock Island to Soldier Field.
I was actually just thinking, like, how crazy that I trusted you, who I had known for like 2 months, to just, take me to Chicago.
They went to the game as friends, but that night was the start of something special.
I don't think we realized that was our first date until about a month later. We were at another event, and I had surprised Will after telling him I wasn't going to show up at this event, and he just looked at me and he's like, I love you.
This past fall, William and Taylor said I do. With them on their wedding day were the same rally towels they got at the Bears playoff game 7 years ago.
Being married to Taylor is like the second half of Bears-Packers. Lots of highs.
The Bears may have left William and Taylor feeling brokenhearted in 2019.
You gotta stick with them. You know, that's your team. Those are your people. And it's like, I feel the same with us.
7 years later, their hearts have never been so full. In Davenport, Joey Danya, KWQC, TV6 News.
All right, good story there. Nice to see them. Hopefully they have some better luck tonight. I know they're at on their honeymoon, so we are hopefully that they can no double doinks, but maybe bring some good luck to the Bears, being that they're out of state. When a Chicago Bears fan suffered a medical emergency before kickoff at a Bears versus Giants game, one Davenport police officer happened to be in the right place at the right time. KWQC's Kate Kopatich has more from that story right now.
For many, being a Chicago Bears fan is a badge of honor.
Always been a big Bears fan. My dad watched the Bears, so me and my brother both watched the Bears, and we have ever since we were little. Yeah, it was November 9th. It was the Bears-Giants game, and my family and I bought tickets.
That game started out like any other game.
Made our way into our seats. We were up in the 400 levels, but still a good view. There's not a bad seat in that stadium.
Seconds before kickoff, with the music pumping and the crowd going wild, the game quickly took a back seat for the people in McIntyre's section.
All of a sudden, to the right of us, Laura, her name's Laura Hart, she fell over in cardiac arrest.
Immediately, Officer McIntyre jumped into action.
I knew I had a special skill set that could help the situation, so I went over there and started CPR.
In that split second, it was Officer McIntyre's going beyond the badge that helped save Hart's life.
At first, I checked for her pulse. She didn't have one. And then I started compressions because that's the first step. Another fan came over and asked if she could help. She started doing the breaths after I would do the compressions. We did multiple rounds until the Bears medics could arrive.
And at the Bears-Lions game on January 4th, Officer McIntyre was welcomed back onto the field with Hart and her family to celebrate her recovery.
It was kind of a surreal moment being able to see her again, because kind of working in this field in law enforcement, we go to all these houses, we deal with the problem that is happening, we leave, but we don't ever see the outcome of what we did. So being able to come back and see this full circle was kind of a cool opportunity.
All right, such a good story there. Glad that ended in some good news. Well, we've got some more, and also we got a little bit of a wrap up here. Talk about that forecast, what players can expect here in Chicago, coming up next. All right, well, fandom starts in childhood, watching games with parents and family and creating core memories. KWQC's Kate Kopatich introduces us to Moline native Tristan Martinez, who has supported the Chicago Bears since she was a young girl, reminding us what sports are really about: connection, passion, and heart.
And Bears are something special to her.
Meet Tristan. She's a die-hard Chicago Bears fan whose love for the team is deeply rooted in family tradition.
Well, her dad mostly, and then her Uncle Manuel. He was really bad about going to the auctions and buying things for her. And hey, T, what about this? Hey, T, what about that? So he was really good about pushing her into that stuff.
For Tristan, the Bears aren't just a team. They're her comfort, joy, and something she connects to deeply and proudly that she can display.
I got bells on my bed, and on the wall I got flags, custom name. My uncle made them for me.
Her family says it's the Chicago Bears that have given Tristan her voice.
She doesn't talk much to people, but boy, when it comes to these Bears, she can tell you who the coach is, who the players on the field. I'll have to tell her, okay, T, where we at? And then she'll point by point by point tell me what's going on.
And in Tristan's world, game days are sacred.
You better not walk in front of them. You better not get too loud because they're going to get loud, one or the other. So, yeah, you walk on eggshells when there are games on.
Tristan treats every win like it's a holiday and has remained loyal through every season.
Since Devin Hester was on the team, Devin Hester was my favorite player. And I really like him.
And like most Bears fans, Tristan knows what she likes and doesn't like.
Since my dad was a Bears fan, I liked them, and I didn't like Green Bay Packers.
But most importantly, Tristan's family says her love for this team is pure and unwavering. It's a reminder that watching the Bears can give us all something to look forward to.
Nothing better. There's nothing better to see the stars in her eyes and the smile on her face when she knows they're winning.
In Moline, Kate Kopatich, KWQC, TV6 News.
All right, and a big remembrance after the game. Make sure you join us here on KWQC TV6 for our news at 10. It'll be right after that game. We'll have post-game reaction from, well, let's not jinx it, hopefully a Bears win here. And, of course, we've got our live team coverage as well. You can look for that here again on KWQC TV6 right after the game, which has got a couple minutes left, or a couple minutes till it starts here. They are getting ready for kickoff. Before we head to kickoff, we're going to take a look at one last check of your forecast. And again, we've got a first alert day here in place for tonight into tomorrow morning. That is because, yeah, pretty easy to see here, dangerously cold temperatures. We could see feel like temperatures as low as negative 30 in some hometowns. So again, I'd fully expect us to see some delays, maybe even some cancellations once we get into the day tomorrow. So watch for that. And of course, keep it tuned here to Quad Cities today in the morning. Kevin and also Jenna and Dustin will keep you updated on any delays or cancellations. Cold one tonight with some snow chances continuing. Those will taper off. And again, once we get into the start of the work week here, it is downright frigid. We do warm up a little bit as we get towards the end of the week, and then another Arctic blast once we get towards next weekend. Well, just wanted to say thank you again for watching our special edition of KWQC Plus. We will see you after the game for KWQC TV6 News at 10. The kickoff is less than a minute away.